Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in to my 64th episode of Project Renaissance Man. What I'm going to be talking about today is angst and angst-mongering. So, if you look at society for the most part today, it appears that a lot of people are scrambling around. Everything's so fast-paced. It's a sign of these people not having control over their own lives. They are giving themselves to employers, they're giving themselves to the expectations of others. They're not living the way they want to live. They're just submitting. They are being submissive. And it's very unsettling, when I think about it, because I can see this from the outside, an outside perspective. And a lot of these people, I feel like they are not outside. They don't see it from an outside perspective. They are inside this thing and contained in a box. And they are operating through, a clockwork nature. They're almost like wind-up dolls. Somebody turns winds them up and they start marching. And, you see this when you look at society and the way it works. Everything just moving so fast in this perfunctory harmony. And when I look at cars, it just reminds me so much, because they are boxes if you think about it, and containers. It reminds me of boxes on a conveyor belt, the way cars are on a road. Because, streets and roads, you have the black asphalt, and it really looks like a conveyor belt. And these cars are boxes. And it's not really, too different than boxes on a conveyor belt. Everything's going at a certain time, every day around the same time. And, they're all moving from A to B, from one place to the other place. It's almost like a distribution center, if you look at a city in that way. And it's painful, so painful. You can feel the boredom, the tedium, of this way of life. I could never see myself like that, trapped in traffic, 1 to 2 hours one way, from work to home and home to work. I just could never live that way. Think about how much time you submit, just being on the road, to an employer that is exploitative. Most of these employers, you're no different. You're a number, I don't care how special you think you are a number. And, right now I'm working for Amazon, but I'm not going to be there forever, and probably not very long. It's just to kind of, pay bills and, take care of financial things. But, when I look at that, I see the same thing. I had a driver, because I did my ride-along like 2 days ago. And all she talked about was money and getting hours. What kind of mindset is that? Like, that is not going to improve you as a person. You're just going to add a little stability to your life. You're going to enter comfort. And comfort is not the be-all, end-all. That shouldn't be the end game, is comfort. That's a selfish motive, in my opinion. Because there are so many people out there, and the reason I say it's selfish is because those people will stop or they'll just go steady, they'll coast once they are comfortable. So once they have their townhouse, when they have their little yard with their white picket fence, and they have their 2-car garage or 2-port garage, they're like, I have everything I want. Now all I want is more. I want Comcast, or I want Xfinity. Now I just need to make sure my internet's okay. And do you know how in demand this world is? Like, how many other people are out there that need help? How many things require some kind of tending to, and these people just want to go to work, get as many hours as they can, neglect their families, and neglect activities and life, the miracle of life. They're actually neglecting, because they'd rather just, submit to this system and just work and gobble up as many hours as they can, Maybe they have a sitter for their kids. Like, how much time are you giving to your kids? Do you maybe cook dinner for them? Like, you may give them an hour or two a day. Some of these people, or an animal, they have a pet at home, and, they're not giving that pet nearly as much time as it deserves. So it really aggravates me to see this type of society that we live in. And I had to deal with this driver. Within 5 minutes of speaking with her, I already knew there's not going to be much to talk about with this person. I could gauge it. And I had to sit and ride along with her for 8 hours, 9 hours. And what I did is I asked her if I could have the Rabbit, which is the device you use to scan packages, and I just did all the running, just so I could minimize how long I was in the cab of that truck. I could get the packages and run and gun to different addresses. But really, she said her favorite that she can't wait till Black Friday. I'm thinking, what about Thanksgiving? What about Christmas? Family-oriented holidays, not this bullshit materialistic consumerist sort of holiday. That's not even a holiday to me. But so yeah. Getting back on topic, angst-mongering. You're going to have people that are running around frantically, and they are overtaken with anxiety and angst, and they don't have control over their own lives. And they are terrified, and sorry, there's a call coming through. Damn, I'm just in the middle of a video. Anyways, I've worked with people like this. They are so ridden with anxiety that they project it onto others. And it's almost contagious. And it's almost like they got to pass this hot potato. And I've had employers, most of my supervisors, my immediate supervisors, shared this characteristic. And they get all frazzled. And I remember working for a company where when the higher-ups would come in, they would go around freaking out like, I felt like I was in the movie The Village. How everybody's is oppressed, and they got to all be quiet, and they got to all abide by a very strict set of rules. And these people come up to me and they're like, hey, this guy is coming this week, just to let you know. I'm like, okay, well, he bleeds like me. He's a human, just be yourself. I don't care who it is that's coming through there. But you get these people that get worked up and they get anxious, and I've had supervisors that behave this way, and even their language projects this. I had a supervisor come in the one day, and she said to me, it's exceedingly busy today. Like, exceedingly was even necessary as an adverb. I could obviously see how busy it was, but I could tell you right now, if she thought that was busy, she would not be able to work in the types of environments I've worked in before, because it was nowhere near busy. It was very tame. You had high traffic, but most of those people weren't buying anything. So that's really not that crazy to me and hectic. But yeah, you got to maintain your composure. You got to stay away from those people, because that is contagious. And if somebody's super anxious, that can spread on over to you and get you worked up. And you don't need that. It hinders your functionality, how well you function, how well you perform in life, and daily. So you can't let that get to you. And then this driver, I could sense her angst, and I could, she was talking about other workers, trying to be very subtle about it, to not come off as somebody who is malicious. But I could sense it. I could sense it in her language. I was thinking, I really don't want to talk to this person, because I don't need to talk about negative stuff, and I don't need to be negative talk about negativity, talk in a negative way about others. I just want to improve myself. Yes, I have an opinion of other people, and it's not always positive. It's like, this is what I think about this person, but I don't need to pour it onto somebody else. I'm just going to focus on me and taking care of myself and the people I care most about, and tending to things that need tending to. Why would we get wrapped up in just, I mean, that to me shows you don't really have control of your own life. If you're letting everything else, steal your happiness and stuff. And, my mom always did tell me, she's like, don't let the world steal your joy. Don't let anybody steal your joy, is what she said. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to get going. Thank you all for tuning into the 64th episode of Project Renaissance Man. I will see you all in the 65th episode. If you have enjoyed watching this video and you feel you have benefited from it, please be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll see you all later. Peace.